na belom sveće padelam, na studi padelam, nasz padelam. Lift etażam, tani pada mam szef, pada.
Yeah, I think he will. I counted. He had 4 rounds more on my account.
Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
When a storm brews in heavyweight boxing, it rarely passes quietly. Right now, that storm has 2 names, Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma. The announcement that these 2 fighters will collide this December has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Veteran promoter Frank Warren confirmed it himself.
But I have a feeling that the experience of Ozek can be decided in this fight.
No more speculation, no more whispers. The fight is official. A dangerous gamble has been placed and the stakes could not be higher. This matchup isn't just about styles, records, or titles. It's about storylines colliding. Dubois, once hailed as Britain's next dominant heavyweight, has faltered under the harshest lights. Each setback has left scars, physical and mental. Now he steps
versus Daniel Dubois. I mean, that's a cracking fight down the line, isn't it?
Fight down the line. Yeah. All these Brits are. You know, listen. I mean, look, we're blessed in heavyweight. I think we got back
into the ring again, not just to win, but to redeem himself. Across from him stands Moses Itauma, a 20-year-old prodigy already being touted as Britain's future heavyweight king. Some are even daring to compare him to Mike Tyson at the same age thanks to his ferocious power.
I think that's a dreadful fight for Moses Itauma. I just think to throw this kid into the wolves at this stage so early in his career, I just don't get what for. He's a young man, let him develop the same as every other fighter, let him learn his trade.
Power, speed, and composure. The contrast between the two could not be more dramatic. One man fighting to prove he still belongs, the other fighting to show he is the future. The $100 million prediction. If there was any doubt about the faith surrounding Moses...
But you don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. That's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Uziks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him
Moses, look no further than the bold words of Turkish boxing figure Turki Sheikhs. He didn't just predict victory. He claimed he'd bet $100 million on Moses to win, a statement so audacious, so dripping with conviction, that it painted the picture perfectly. The smart money is on Moses Itauma. Turki's reasoning is simple yet devastating. In his view, Moses possesses every...
Get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds his fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this
3 generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
I mean, they're so excited about it.
Critical advantage. Youth, composure, timing, raw talent, and fearlessness. Dubois, meanwhile, carries the baggage of past failures, too many collapses on the biggest stages, too many questions about his heart. If boxing is about proving your heart as much as your hands, one analyst noted, then Moses is soaring while Dubois is stumbling. This is not a handout. Frank Warren didn't sugarcoat the challenge awaiting Dubois. This is not a handout. Warren said firmly, he's being thrown into the fire. For Dubois, it's do or die. For Moses, it's the perfect stage to silence critics and prove he isn't just hype, but the real future of the heavyweight division. The experts weigh in former cruiserweight world champion Tony Bellew delivered a stark warning. It's a dreadful fight for Moses.
But I do believe with the ability that he's got and with the skill set that he has, coupled with what I've just said before, how calm he is.
Yeah,
he's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is it that kind of makes him so tough to compete with, let alone beat at this point in time?
I mean, massive part is he's one of very, very few southpaws in the division.
That's true, yeah.
He's extremely sharp. You know, he's very quick, he's very young. Youth is a real thing. People don't realise that, you know, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was 20 years and 5 months when he wins the heavyweight championship of the world. So there is still time for him to do it. But I just feel, what's the rush? Because believe you me, once he gets to the level, there's no going back.
Yeah.
He's at a certain level now with Dillian White, but we all know where Dillian White's at.
Yeah, tail end of his career, to be fair, isn't it?
I just think, don't take anything away from Moses Itauma. He could have done that to Dillian in the pomp of his career.
Yeah.
It's styles make fights, and Moses is always gonna them styles that want to have a fight with you or aren't necessarily very good defensively, he's going to pick holes in them.
Moses, Bellew declared, but his words carried nuance. Bellew wasn't doubting Moses' talent. Instead, he highlighted the risk of pushing a young star too far too fast. Facing a seasoned, dangerous opponent like Dubois could derail a career if things go wrong. Still, Bellew admitted Moses has the tools to tame the storm. With his quick, brutal knockouts, surgical precision, and an aura that unnerves even seasoned pros, Moses looks like a once-in-a-generation talent. Bellew even compared him directly to Mike Tyson at 20. High praise from a man who's seen it all. Former champion Amir Khan, who understands the pressures of being a young star, urged caution. Give Moses patience. Don't rush him, Khan advised. But boxing is rarely patient. The sport demands instant greatness.
Who's 24 years old, who's got his faculties right, getting trained by one of the best trainers in the United Kingdom, and then mate, it's like you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beating that Moses Itauma. Let's be honest about it. Yeah.
This December, Moses Itauma will either rise to meet that demand or face the harshest lesson the fight game can deliver. Here's a rewritten and polished version of your text, tightened for flow and clarity, while keeping the drama and storytelling intact, close to 776 words. When a young fighter's talent shines this brightly, there's no hiding it. At just 20 years old, Moses Itauma already carries himself with the composure and maturity of a hardened veteran. Former champion Amir Khan may be right in saying patience is wise when handling a rising star, but sometimes destiny refuses to wait. Moses isn't just rising, he's forcing the boxing world to take notice. Three-time world champion Duke McKenzie put it perfectly. This isn't just a fight, it's a generational event. And
we've added, but on the fight night, you'll see if them come to fruition. Right now, it's the hard work, the grind in the gym, the everyday sort of work, and just keeping on top of it is what I'm doing.
Right. This clash between Moses Itauma and Daniel Dubois, set for December, isn't about belts or rankings. It's about proving who truly represents the future of heavyweight boxing. Young fighters in gyms, casual fans, and hardcore purists alike are circling the date. This isn't just about Dubois testing himself. It's about Moses being tested for the very first time on the biggest stage. Bellew, he doesn't just win. He finishes. Former cruiserweight king Tony Bellew has been one of Moses's loudest admirers. The more he analyzed Moses's style, the higher his praise became. Moses doesn't just win. He finishes, Bellew declared. His knockouts are fast, clinical, and ruthless. He doesn't simply outbox opponents. He dismantles them. When Moses demolished veteran Dillian Whyte, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Bellew went even further.
Dubois is certainly a much more dangerous fighter than he was, so he does have a chance to win the fight, but in saying that, I've backed against Usyk a couple of times, and specifically
boldly claiming Moses could have beaten Whyte in his prime. If that's true, Bellew hinted, then what chance does Dubois have? After all, Dubois has crumbled under pressure before, and Moses thrives on creating exactly that. Chisora, you've got more chance winning the lottery. Veteran warhorse Derek Chisora, a man who's battled through the trenches of heavyweight warfare, didn't sugarcoat his opinion. You've got more chance of winning the lottery than beating Moses Itauma, Chisora said flatly. This wasn't just hype talking. Chisora's assessment was based on hours of watching tape, seeing Moses's calm under fire, his cold-blooded knockouts, and his killer instinct that screams championship material. Dubois, by contrast, carries too much baggage. He was stopped by Joe Joyce, folded under Alexander Usyk's body shots, and even struggled against lesser opposition. Every defeat has left scars that never fully healed. Against a predator like Moses, those old wounds will be ripped open immediately. The ghosts of Dubois' past. Dubois talks confidently.
However, the intrigue that surrounds his fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this.
Three generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
I mean, they're so excited about it.
Confidently about being in a new place mentally and physically. He promises knockout victories and insists he's evolved. But boxing fans have heard this before. Against Joyce, Dubois took a knee and surrendered. Against Usyk, he collapsed under calculated pressure. Time and time again on the sport's biggest stages, Dubois hasn't risen. He's broken. And that's what makes this fight so dangerous. Moses isn't giving him time to adjust or settle. He's a whirlwind, a knockout machine who overwhelms opponents before they even realize what's happening. Dubois has always been strong early, but when fights stretch and the pressure builds, cracks appear. Against Moses, those cracks could turn into a complete collapse. The puzzle no one can solve. Boxing broadcaster Adam Smith broke down the matchup with surgical precision. He admitted Moses could beat most heavyweights in the world right now, with the only exceptions being Usyk and, cautiously, Dubois. Even then, Smith highlighted a key truth. Moses is already more composed than Dubois has ever been. Dubois cracked against Joyce's relentless jab. He folded.
I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for.
Under Usyk's angles and combinations. Moses, meanwhile, is stacking highlight reel knockouts, while looking sharper with every outing. Smith described Moses as a puzzle. Opponents cannot solve. Hesitation is punished. Aggression is countered. Standing still is fatal. Dubois, on the other hand, remains heavy-footed, flat and predictable under pressure. Joyce exposed his lack of adaptability. Usyk carved him up with timing and angles. Now he faces a 20-year-old who combines speed, power, and poise. A nightmare combination. A fight that defines an era. This isn't just another boxing event. It's a referendum on 2 careers, and perhaps the entire division. For Dubois, it's a chance to prove he isn't just a nearly man haunted by past collapses. This is his shot at redemption. The fight that could rewrite his legacy. For Moses, it's the ultimate proving ground. He's been labeled a prodigy, a phenom. Even the second
With Moses is that his feet and his distance and his range is so good, and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Alexander Usyk is, but he's moved up.
Coming of Mike Tyson. This fight is his opportunity to show he's not just hype, he's destiny. Every expert, from Bellew to Chisora, from McKenzie to Smith, agrees this fight will define the future of heavyweight boxing. Moses Itauma